Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to the video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, the vehicle that I've got for you guys today is a 2007 Jeep Grand Cherokee that has clearly seen better days. So let's take a closer look and see just how dirty it is. Okay, well, starting with the wheels, and these big 35-inch KO2 tires are filthy, as is the rest of the vehicle. This black paint is looking really grungy, dull, and just beat up, but moving inside, and it only gets worse, as not only are the carpets incredibly stained and dirty, the seats aren't much better, and looking at some of the door jambs and the giant clumps of mud at the top of the tailgate really tell the story here that this Jeep is in for an incredible transformation. But just before I get started, take a quick second and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and that you've got the bell on so you actually get notified when new videos go live each week. Alright, well, it's pretty clear this Jeep needs some serious work. I'm excited to see just how good I can get it looking today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, well, getting started on the Jeep now, and for those of you who might have missed last week's video, I figured I'd remind you that I recently posted a huge announcement video over on the second channel you should definitely check out. There's going to be an entire video series on the project, and if you want more than that, well, consider becoming a member of this channel, as I'm giving all the members real-time updates on the project a few times a week. Now, you can probably tell this Jeep is sitting on some massive 35-inch tires, and without a lift on it, the wheels actually rub on the liners a bit when you turn hard. So that's a little unfortunate as the liner is getting ruined, but I do have to say it's a unique look for the vehicle, and it definitely looks better than stock. Now, after scooping out most of the mud chunks by hand, I'll use the pressure washer for the rest, and this is really the only feasible way to do this job, as if you're really careful, you can safely spray this out and all the dirty water will run down the sides, but I do have a towel laid down in the back just in case. Starting on these dirty wheels now, and I'll first get some of my Detail Geek wheel and tire cleaner sprayed on, which is easily able to cut through all the dirt and blooming on these tires and get the lettering bright white again, as well as take care of any dirt or brake dust on the rims. So if you're looking for a powerful all-in-one cleaner, well, look no further. You can find this on my website at detailgeekautocare.com, and it's also dilutable up to 2 to 1, So if your wheels are only lightly dirty, you can dilute it down a bit and make your bottle last 3 times as long. Alright, so painting this Jeep white with thick foam, and this is a perfect opportunity to get into those hard to reach places. So using my boar's hair detail brush, I'll go around all the trim and emblems, and this works especially well for grills as it can easily dislodge any stuck on dirt from in there. Starting on the floor mats, and after quickly spraying them off, I'll grab my Detail Geek all-purpose cleaner, and using the handy dilution mixing bottle that's provided with every bottle, I'll spray some on and then hit it with my medium green drill brush and then just blast them clean. Okay, with the front seats removed, we can get a better look at the mess that was hiding underneath them, which I couldn't have possibly gotten to if they had stayed in the vehicle. So with them out, I'll start by removing all the garbage and personal items like this knife, which I'm honestly not sure why a person would need to carry this around in their vehicle. And same thing for the giant box of cat litter. Interesting for sure. working my way around with the vacuum, and you might already be able to tell, but the carpet in this Jeep is fairly decent quality, which certainly makes vacuuming a lot easier. And if you've ever wondered why I only use the crevice attachment on the vacuum, well, it's simply because it gives me the most amount of suction, and in my opinion, allows me to be the most efficient. Not to mention, if I was using other attachments, I'd always be leaving them just out of reach. Okay, time to start on all the crevices with my Detail Geek Boar's Hair Detail Brush, which if you're interested, you can find on my website at detailgeekautocare.com, along with the ultra soft brushes. And like I've mentioned before, the reason I do this step is basically to make steaming everything later on a little bit easier. If all the dust and loose debris is vacuumed up, it makes less of a mess when I steam later on. Now, not being quite happy with the results yet, I'm going to repeat the process on this seat, and as usual, if there's any lingering spots after extracting, I'll hit them with the steamer later on, which in most cases is able to take care of it. Moving down to the carpets now, and for those of you who may be newer to the channel and have wondered about what tools and products that I use in these videos, well, I have everything listed down in the description for you, including the extractor I'm using here, which is a Bissell Spot Clean Professional, and as you've seen, it can work magic on filthy carpets or seats. So if you happen to have dirty carpets or seats in your vehicle, this is a machine that I would highly recommend looking at. working my way around the vehicle. And for those of you who might be curious, the drill you always see me using is an 18-volt Bosch cordless drill. And just as a reminder for anyone using a drill brush, you should always use a regular drill and not an impact driver, as they're capable of delivering 3 to 4 times more force into the brush, and because of that can actually break them. Now up here in the driver's footwell, this area was by far the worst, and the carpet was starting to thin out and deteriorate on the footrest, but I will do everything I can to get it looking presentable, which in this case took quite a few passes in that area, and again is just one of those cases where there's only so much I can do with something that's so worn down already. Here's the slurry of stains the Bissell sucked out of the Jeep, and I gotta say, that's pretty gross. Starting on all the trim now, and I'm first spraying on some all-purpose cleaner, and then we'll blast it with steam and the brush attachment, which will pretty well make quick work of any grime or mess. But the important thing to remember about using a steamer is that you don't want to ever hold it in one spot for too long, as it can easily discolor plastics, so always work quickly and keep it moving. Moving to the pedals, and once again I'll use some 4:1 APC and the steamer, but this time with the stiff brush attachment. And in the case of these pedals, they were so dirty that I had to go over them a few times to really make sure I got all the little rocks out of the grooves. Moving to all the trim pieces I removed earlier now, and blasting them with steam and APC is once again by far the easiest way to get these clean, as it usually only takes a minute or two to get them looking new again. And one thing I probably haven't mentioned too often is that I always use distilled water in my steamer, as that way it will prevent any buildup inside the unit and ensure that it lasts for years. And after having seen how well it works, if you're in the market for one, I would highly recommend taking a look at the McCulloch MC1375. The link is down in the description for you if you're interested. Okay, moving back outside, and to boost the depth and gloss of this faded and dull black paint, I'm going to apply some of my Detail Geek synthetic paint sealant, which is going to protect this paint for about 6 months and really make it pop. But most importantly, it's super easy to apply by hand or machine, and just as easy to remove. Now with the glass cleaned, I'll quickly get the plastic running boards dressed and UV protected with 303's aerospace protectant, which is going to instantly give them that freshly detailed look and just make them look new again. All right, well, 10 long hours later, and the Jeep is looking absolutely incredible. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it probably hasn't looked that good for a very long time. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, enjoy the guitar outro, and I will see you guys in the next one.